Today's episode is brought to you by Hardscape Ceiling Supply, your go-to source for top-tier ceiling products made for the grind. Whether you're protecting pavers, concrete, or natural stone, they've got the gear and guidance to help your jobs last longer and shine brighter. Trusted by pros who know the difference. From prep to finish, seal the deal with Hardscape Ceiling Supply. From cleaning to sealing, restoration to protection. They support pros who know the difference. Available exclusively at Daytona Pressure North, located at 2323 North State Street, building number 138, Bunnell, Florida. And tell them you heard it here on the Clean Humor Podcast.
Hey everybody, it's Trudy here with Panhandle Power Wash Supply, and we are here with Robert with Property Pros Nevada. Hey Robert, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I'm camping, waiting for Anthony. Went out to dinner and all that bougie stuff that those guys do up in Alabama. But so, what? Tell us about you. So you pressure wash, and you
Yeah.
have a consulting business, right?
Yeah. So I started my business in 2015. We actually, I don't know if you can see the plaque behind my head. We just celebrated 10 years on August 4th.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Really awesome. So I guess a little backstory. When I was 21 years old, I was working as a service advisor for a Ford dealership. I was working on a Saturday. My dad passed away. He suffered his third heart attack and died in his sleep.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, they told me I couldn't take enough time off, that I needed to handle everything as a state and all that kind of stuff. And so I told them to do what I think anybody else would tell them to do, which was pound sand and quit.
Yeah.
Told myself I would never let anybody be in control of my time ever again. And so I wanted to start a business. I actually started as a carpet cleaning business. And then I opened up a pressure washing division of that within the first year of my business, because a friend of mine was the maintenance director for a chain of gas stations. And he called me one day and he's like, "Hey, we just started our pressure washing contract. Do you want the contract?" I didn't even know that it was like an industry like this. Said yes, started pressure washing those gas stations. Got into construction. We were doing a lot of like home remodels. We built out a few bars and restaurants down here, like down on Fremont. And then realized I was losing about $20,000 a month because I didn't know how to run a business like that. We grew really fast. And then my wife actually went through my books, told me I was losing $20,000 a month. So we shut everything down, focused on just the commercial pressure washing. And within 3 years, we went from 70,000 to seven figures.
That is amazing. So, I know running businesses that if you can bring the money in, but if you don't know where the money's going, you can lose your butt so fast. You've got insurance, you've got truck payments, you've got equipment payments if you finance it. But there's so much that goes into the industry. It's not splash and dash, spray and go, or spray and pray. It's so much more to go with it. So you can go out there with equipment and wash, but unless you know the liability and the business aspect, you can lose your butt quick.
Yeah, I think that's with any business, honestly. Like the book E-Myth Revisited, it talks a lot about like the technician mindset. Mm-hmm. Any business, like actually running a business, is completely different than doing the trade, right? So, and for example, now I can go open up any service business, and I'm extremely confident that it would be successful just because I've realized the systems and processes, and I know what the business side of it is, and I can just hire the actual skilled labor, which is way easier to do rather than hiring somebody to run a business, because it's two completely different things, right? Like, profit and loss statements and dealing with finances, like you said, and overhead and, systems, employees, clients, all that kind of stuff. It's just completely different than actually doing the work.
Exactly. The payroll and the overhead is just not what you expect when you open a business. Like, oh, I'm going to get 5 trucks on the road. And then you realize, oh, I've got to pay 5 truck payments, 5 insurances, 5 guys. And then you're like, wait, I'm not charging enough for this. So knowing what you're doing and getting out and doing it's 2 different things. So, I mean, it's a great industry. I've been in it over 20 years and I love it. And I keep giving back to it because I want to give back into what gave to me. But I see so many guys just losing it, buying a trailer, going out for one season, and then that's it, it's done. They're selling everything. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, oh no, you can do it. And it's crazy to me. But then I look at it as a business owner going, well, if you don't know how to run the business isn't going to run for you.
Right. Well, I mean, I think and no fault to like anybody, I guess, but a lot of these Facebook groups, you jump on them and you see all these people that have these ridiculously nice setups, and it puts into perspective for the new guys starting out that they have to have like this crazy badass equipment, and they have to have like these super nice box trucks and these crazy skids and the best equipment. I started with a 4.8 gallon machine, a 250 gallon water tank, and a single axle little 8-foot trailer.
Yeah,
that's it.
We bought used.
Yeah,
we started the Home Depot 4 gallon minute, and then we found a trailer used. It was 8 gallon minute Hot Box Pressure Pro, had so many hours on it, and we bought it. And then my husband's like, okay, you use the little machine and I'll use this. I'm like, no. Get me a big boy. So then we found another used Pressure Pro 8 gallon a minute. It was amazing. And we just work from there. I mean, don't overspend. Save money for marketing. Save money for your bills. Your kids are hungry. Don't put 20,000 into a trailer. You don't know if you like the industry. So you really have to take it slow. I mean, don't jump into it because you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a learning process for sure. When I had all the construction vehicles and all that stuff, I didn't have any truck payments. I paid for everything cash. I would get money from a job or whatever, and I'd go buy a truck, or I'd go buy tools, whatever I needed at that time. So thankfully, I didn't owe a ton of money on vehicles, and that's actually kind of what helped me when I shut it down, because I was able to sell off all those vehicles and have that savings. But I think people just need to start, if they're starting, they just need to start small. And,
Yeah, so when they come into my warehouse and they're like, oh, get me a starter setup. What do I need? I'm like, what are you doing? You're doing commercial, you're doing roofs, you're doing house, you're doing concrete. What are you doing? And, somebody's like, I want a soft wash. We're going to do houses and roofs. And $1,000 budget. And I'm like, well, why don't you pressure wash, get a pressure washer and make money, because you're not going to get a soft wash system for $1,000. You can do 12 volt, but then you got to have a tank. You got to have the hose reel, the fittings, whatever. It's not going to be $1,000. So don't set yourself up for failure. Talk to people that's been in the industry a long time and say, this is what I want to do. What do you recommend? So my husband calls me the worst salesperson ever, because I will talk people out of so much stuff they don't need. But I could make them go bankrupt, or have debt, because I could sell them it. But I don't want to do that. I want them to succeed, because when they succeed, the industry succeeds. It's not a failure. The more we fail, or the more damage that people do out in the industry, it reflects on all of us as an industry. It's not, oh, here, you do this, go blast something with 4,400 psi on a stucco building, and it's going to look bad on us, because they're going to file a claim with the insurance, and it's all going to come back to us. So, the knowledge and the education and speaking to somebody that's been out in the industry before you buy anything, that should be top notch. I mean, it should be where you go. Just don't go out and buy it and say, oops, I messed up, or I need this and I didn't get this, or, sell a soft wash system to somebody up in the Northwest. They can't use it up there. It's not feasible because they have the moss and all that lichen and all that stuff on the roofs. Soft wash isn't going to work on that. So talk to somebody that knows the industry before you spend your money and make sure they know what they need to succeed. I don't do the events and sell stuff to somebody just so they can fail. I want them to succeed because I want the industry to succeed as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm a little different. Like when I started, I didn't have people like you, or I didn't know anybody in the industry, right? Like, so I truly believe that if you're going to start doing something in business, you just need to like kind of dive in and just learn and fail a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I had so many failures and lessons, like losing 20 grand a month, or fucking jobs up, or whatever it was. And but if I never went through that stuff, I would never learn. I'm a hands-on learner. I have to learn by doing something. If somebody tells, it's like the old saying of, hey, tell the kids to get off the wall. They don't know why. Like you kind of have to learn.
Yeah, back when I started, there was no social media, no forums, no nothing. You know what? We burned a bush. We learned not to burn that bush again. We changed the color of a house. We learned not to do that again. So we learn. So the newer generation of washers have it lucky. They have so many people that's done it and learned from their own mistakes that they don't have to do that. I mean, some of them still do, but it's you. I hope they reach out and network to people that's been in the industry a long time, because I don't want them to go through what we had to go through. I don't want them to have to paint a house or replace bushes or do this because they don't know. If they reach out to the people and network with the people that's been in the industry, it's a game changer for sure.
I mean, I agree, but I also disagree.
No.
Like I don't want somebody to obviously have to like get hurt or lose a bunch of money, but I've done it, and it taught me valuable. Like I've lost $10,000 on a single job before. I've lost and more than once. We just had to pay $63,000 out for an elevator that we rent.
Oh yeah, I did elevators. Our guy did elevators.
So, and it's like, okay, I guarantee you that will never happen again.
Exactly.
So it's like, I believe that all of these things happen for a reason, and it's okay as long as, number one, you're insured correctly. And number two is like you learn from it, right? Like it's not a failure if it's a lesson. And so, but I also agree with you that like people should be out there networking but doing the research that they're getting advice from. And like, are you going to the Huge?
I had tickets to the Huge, but my nephew extended his stay. He's here from England, and he leaves on Thursday, so I can't be there and be here to see him off. So I'm not this time.
Okay.
I will be at CETA in Reno, and then I will be at the Panhandle event, obviously, because I run it. But and then next year's a whole new year, so we'll start over the events. But no, I planned on going, and my nephew was supposed to leave 2 weeks ago, but now he's here for another week. So we're actually camping. I'm bringing him. We've taken him to Nashville, Georgia, Alabama. We've taken him all over the place. He's had a great time. So he's been side by side ride. Went to Nashville. He had a good time, and he's just Biloxi, Mississippi. He's had a ball. So
you just went at the wrong time. You should have scheduled Nashville during the Huge. But
I did, but he had to leave because his 3-month visa ran out, so he couldn't stay another week.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the Huge. I mean, it's changed everything for my business every time. Every time I've gone to any kind of industry event, it has changed something drastically in my business. You talked about the CETA event. John Tornaveni has mentioned the CETA event to me a couple times. Ron is, I don't think you can see the comments, but Ron Musgraves is talking about this CETA event right now.
Yep, I see him.
So I'm actually going to try and come out to Reno if I can. I just got to figure out some scheduling stuff. But every time I've gone to the Huge, it has been pretty much a life-changing event. So that's like the one conference or event that I will not miss, because I network with these people, I see what's working inside of their business, what's working inside of my business, might be able to help them, vice versa. And then the network is just amazing. We're able to meet these people. I mean, because of the Huge, I joined Conquer, which obviously I'm no longer a part of that. But at the time, it was very much needed. Like it helped me integrate a lot of systems into my business, right? I joined Clippa because of I think the following year or the second year after my third year attending the Huge, whatever it was. So we ended up adding holiday lights to my business, which generated a ton of revenue and brought me into the Clippa family. And now I'm a trainer with them. So it's like all these different things have all come from going to these conferences. One of the first ones that I attended was a F9 event with Ron and Marco. We were talking about him earlier. Like drastic changes in my business, and I think a lot of people talk really poorly about events lately, and it's because every time somebody gets up, they're just trying to sell you something the entire time, right? And it's like, so that's one of the things I don't like that, right? Like I don't want to go sit somewhere and feel like I'm in a sales pitch for an hour. It doesn't make sense. And so, I've spoken at numerous events. I'm speaking at ClippaCon, which has to do with the Huge, and it's kind of like a commercial sales masterclass. And I have nothing to sell anybody because I hate it. Mm-hmm. This isn't a sales pitch. People are spending really hard-earned money to come and get educated on how they can grow their business, and like you don't need this course or whatever it is.
I agree, because the Panhandle event, we have contractors training contractors. Nobody's getting money. They put their own money on the line. They pay for their own airline. They pay for their own hotel. They bring the trailers in. It is 100% education and training. Nobody's selling anything. I think the only paid class we have on Tuesday is a paver striping, and that's cheap, but he has to pay for all the paint and all the equipment that he brings in. But the education and learning about the new equipment and the new everything is just insane, because it changes every year. Every year is something new. There's a new pump, there's a new motor, there's something new, there's new chemicals, there's new substrates that we can't use the chemicals on. So every year there's something new. Every day I learn something. If you're not learning, you're not doing your job. But there's so much changing out there with the supply issue. So they're using different chemicals and different things to build the same thing we're used to, but it's not the same thing. The same copper gutter from 5 years ago is not this gutter
right
today, because they've had to change the stuff they put in there. And we all have to learn from each other. We all have to grow from each other. This industry is an amazing industry. I have worked my butt off for 20 years washing, and we pay cash for everything. We've paid for a house, we paid for the boat, we paid for the RV, we paid for the side by side, but it wasn't handed to us. We worked for it, and this industry will give to you what you give to them. So I'm a big believer in just like giving back and helping each other grow, because if you're stepping on everybody's head to get to the top, you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere.
I agree 100%, but I also believe in paying for classes or whatever. Like, John has his garage parking class, which I paid for. Unfortunately,
I've taken John's class 3 times and paid for every time because I love him.
I have my class that I host over Zoom, and I do consulting, right? Like I have a coach that I still pay for. I meet with every week, right? Like I'm not trying to like sell something that I don't do, right? But also is like, for example, I did a free like live training a few weeks back with Josh Latimer. Do you know who Josh Latimer is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
so I did a free live training with Josh Latimer. Didn't charge anything. There's probably like 100 people registered, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think maybe 40 of them showed up. One person had their camera on to where we could see them, and that's it. And so
Yeah.
it's like all of these people were sitting there. Most of them were probably sitting there just for entertainment and are going to do nothing with the information, right?
Yeah.
The last time I did a paid class via Zoom, like I'm getting ready to do on the 25th again, there was 40 or 50 people that showed up. And I get messages still to this day of people landing $30,000 contracts, $12,000 contracts, like whatever it is, because they paid for the information and they're
Yeah.
going to do something with it.
There's great information. I mean, we've paid for. I sent my husband to go do with Southside Equipment. He went and learned how to rebuild his pump. You know, there's classes, there's information that should be paid. It's valuable information. And I agree with that. I'm not saying paid classes are bad, but I think the basic information should be given so the industry doesn't fail, the industry doesn't take a hit because, oh, go on the search bar. You know, great, the search bar is great, but they don't have any follow-up answers if you got another question. And we've paid for classes. I've been to paid events. I've been there. Personally, the class I teach, I will not charge for because this is vital information that could break a contractor's business. This could put them out of business and make them lose their house and their car and everything. They can go bankrupt if this information is out there or not out there. And that's just me, but there's other classes that I agree. John Tornabene is great. Um, he is amazing. I've been, like I said, I've been to his class 3 times. He is awesome. Russ Johnson, we went to his class. It's amazing. So there's things that should be paid for because they're vital, but there's things that should be free. There should be us sharing with each other. Um, like Marco's LinkedIn class. LinkedIn, he should have been charging for that. He gave that information free. This LinkedIn stuff is, I still can't get it. I'm still working. I have one. I'm still working on it. There's a lot to it. It is amazing.
I didn't know that he still does it because I originally learned like the basis of LinkedIn from Marco way back when.
Mhm.
That's how I like found out about LinkedIn. And then
Yeah.
I spent the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years like diving super deep into it. And I just obsessed over it. And, you know, now,
Yeah.
but that's the class that I'm talking about is like, I have a LinkedIn class now, right? Like,
Yeah.
so maybe I'll have to have you on just so, you know, you can see it and maybe I'll be able to
I'd
help you in some
love
kind of
to.
way.
Definitely love to.
But you know, I agree, right? You told me to bring up if anybody else had a question because you couldn't see him.
Yeah.
Sean Smith said, when you use NutriBleach, do y'all leave it in the pump and hoses, or does it need to be rinsed out completely?
I rinse everything. Like I'll run the chlorine through, and then at the end of the day, um, depending on what we use 1%, so it's not really too harsh. But when we do a roof wash or anything, we run the NutriBleach through, and then we rinse after, because any chemical on anything shouldn't be left rinsed out. You know, you need to rinse it out and keep it clean. So it's just like you're washing your laundry, you put laundry detergent, then you put your softener in there. You're still going to rinse that because it's, you don't want it left on your clothes. So um, we rinse it out. Just so we wash a house, we put the NutriBleach on everything, and then we rinse it after. So it needs to be rinsed. I wouldn't leave it in anything.
There you go, Sean. She can't see the comments. I got you, Trudy.
All right, good. Yeah.
And
Downstream,
then
I can. No downstream for life. Yes, 100%.
what first made you realize LinkedIn could be a game changer for service business owners? When it made me over $1 million. That's like the real answer. When I landed for me, when I started landing like huge contracts and building real relationships from the one platform. I mean, that platform, I tell everybody that I know, even people in my market, like my clients, whatever, that platform single-handedly changed my life.
So you're in a big city though, right?
I wouldn't say big. I mean, I can get anywhere in 30 to 45 minutes.
All right. So I'm rural. Like we're a beach town. We've got vacation rentals is our big thing. So would LinkedIn help with the good old folks in Alabama and Kansas, or is it better designed to the people in Texas and California and Nevada and bigger cities?
Do you have commercial properties like retail shopping centers? And
Yes, we do.
I mean, then yeah, I think so.
So I've been on LinkedIn. I've been posting, but the best thing for me in my area, because like the commercial space is managed by somebody way far from us. Like the one is from in Colorado. So what I do is I go take pictures of all the mildew and the nastiness, and I send it, and I take the picture of who's managing the product, the property, and I go and email them. It's like, hey, look at this. This is a slip hazard. This is nasty. This is disgusting. This is what we'll charge you to clean it. And I have had more jobs from doing that than I have from LinkedIn, which I know LinkedIn's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying area wise, if you're in a small town, small rural area, is it as beneficial as it is to the big guys and the big cities and everybody that's in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just an easier way to be able to find. So, for example, the property that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
You said it was a retail shopping center or it was a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
No,
it's a retail shopping
it had
center.
a restaurant. Yeah, it is the Best
How,
Buy shopping center.
how did
Had
you
a
get?
bunch of stores.
How did you get the person's email?
It was on a sign
Okay.
because it was on a lease sign. It's like leased by this, and I took a picture of it and I emailed them.
Did you look
And
them up?
they had no idea that that property looked that bad. It was disgusting.
Did you look them up on LinkedIn?
No,
You didn't.
no.
So the interesting thing is, right, like I don't think LinkedIn is like the end all be all. I think
No.
it's a massive, it's one of the most important tools inside of your toolbox, right?
No, I agree. I agree.
So,
No, it's a great asset. It's a
so
great.
like let's put this into perspective, right? So you're going to try and target this. Let's call him John, that manages this retail shopping center, right? You're going to go on there. You're going to take pictures, or you're going to go and take pictures of this property. You found the person's email on the sign. You're going to send them an email, right?
Yep.
So it would be beneficial, in my perspective, for you to go take those pictures, send them the email, and then after that email is sent, go find the person on LinkedIn and connect with them, because then they can go to your profile after you've been posting a bunch of content and be able to see the kind of work that you do. Now you have some credibility without sending him a ton of pictures or whatever it is. And they're able to go look back, see all the kind of the product and service that you're able to provide for them, right? Which is a great service. You're able to leave their property safe and clean. You know, appearance is a big thing. It gives you that credibility. And now it's kind of makes you that go-to person. And then, you know, especially like in a class, like I break down the different kind of buckets, I call it, of content that we'd like to post. But like I said, it's not the end all be all. It's the most powerful tool in my toolbox. So anywhere that you are going to be doing work, right? Like, and here's another way to explain it. We're all in these Facebook groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's take facility management, for example. Do you think facility managers have Facebook groups?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, well, those Facebook groups for them is LinkedIn. That's where they go and they talk about the similar stuff that we talk about.
Yeah.
From my perspective and what I have seen, right? And so if it's like having a digital marketing company inside of the Facebook group. Like imagine there was one digital marketer or, SEO company, whatever you want to say it is, inside of Pressure Wash and Friends. I don't know if that's Ron's group or your group. You guys have like 70,000 people or something inside of that group, right? Imagine if there was one digital marketing person inside that group and he has this entire pond of clientele. It's pretty good for him. Right? Like that's a pretty good opportunity. I would probably be pretty active on there. So it's like the same thing. If you are navigating the platform correctly and using it correctly, then you become the fisherman inside of a giant pond, and you're the only one with a fishing pole.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And that's why I am so active in these groups, is because I make a post and it's just a vague post. It's a vague post. And, they hand my ass to me all the time. And I'm just like, it's a conversational post because I want everybody to bring that information so everybody can learn from each other. And it sounds like LinkedIn's the same way. Like you go out there, you put more contact, you're active, you're bringing it in. And the more activity you get, the more notoriety you get from it. So I get it. Me being from a small beach rural town, I know Marco was like, you got to get on this LinkedIn because we got all these things. We got all these huge industrial stuff. And I'm like, I don't have that. I got vacation rentals. But with that said, I'm sure the property management companies are on LinkedIn trying to find a reputable company to take care of their properties. So,
LinkedIn is Facebook, but for business.
Right. So I learned something today. I love learning because if you don't learn, you're dying. So
the platform changed my life.
Yeah.
And, awesome. Some of the guys that I, do consult for, I mean, it's changing their lives too. Because they're utilizing the platform correctly. I mean, I got numerous different messages today. What did he say? Man, the leads just keep coming in. Commercial management companies. I mean, it's consistent, but it's like if you use it correctly, I want to help you. I want to help you figure out LinkedIn.
I'd love to. I would love to. I mean, I'm always willing to learn. So with one guy in a truck, how is he going to run his business and put all this time in LinkedIn? Like how can he do that? Does he need help? Does he need his wife or girlfriend or something to help him like get these leads? What do they need to do?
Well, the one guy in the truck person that you're talking about is spending a lot of time in these Facebook groups, which isn't a horrible thing, but it's like I see these guys posting pictures and videos of their jobs inside of these Facebook groups, and it's like, why are you doing this? Like you're trying to stroke your ego, and I'm not trying to be a dick to anybody by any means. I'm not trying to be rude, but it makes no sense to me, right? Like your clients are not in these Facebook groups.
It's like when they put their business card and like, oh, you want pressure washing, call me and put their phone number. I'm like, what are you doing? We all wash in this group.
Right?
Exactly.
So let me just be a little blunt here. I'm not going to beat around any kind of bush. To be honest with you, that one truck and one guy person has no excuses. If you're busy, tough shit. Everybody started and they were busy. Like if you want something bad enough, you're going to find the time. Period. Right? Like stop scrolling Instagram, stop scrolling TikTok, post on LinkedIn, send out cold emails, make cold calls. Like, I have a million things going on. I'm getting ready to fly to Nashville. I got meetings. I got all these different things going on. I wanted to be here with you tonight. I made it happen. I just had a baby a couple weeks ago. I should be home with my wife.
Congratulations. Oh, well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my third one. But like, that's what I'm saying, right? Is like, if you want something bad enough, you're going to make it happen. And I think a lot of people just kind of want success. They don't want it bad enough. Have you ever heard, do you know who Eric Thomas is?
No.
So he has like a really famous video that talks about, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Have you ever heard that?
I have heard that.
Okay. So he talks about like holding somebody underwater. And it's like, at that moment when you feel like you're drowning, what do you want? You want to breathe. Like, literally nothing else matters, right? The only thing that matters is you want to breathe. But these guys just kind of want to breathe. They're not willing to, I can't tell you how many times I've worked 24 hours, went and took a shower, and then worked another 24 hours, breaking down crying in the shower because I'm depressed that I have no life because all I'm doing is working and still can't pay my rent. Like, I've been there. That's a reality of what it took. So, the one guys in the truck, they can absolutely find time. If you can't find time, nowadays you can hire a VA for $5 to $6 an hour to do it for you.
Good to know. So what do you think about the other lead sites like Angie's List or, those type of things?
I think it depends on what you want in your business. Okay. For me, it makes no sense. I don't run any ads. Zero. It truly depends on your market and what you want in your business. Residential guys, I'm not a huge fan of like the Angie List stuff. I think Yelp could be pretty good. I think Google makes a ton of sense if you're good at it. I think Facebook ads is extremely beneficial, but that's for the residential side. If your goal is to be in the commercial side of things, LinkedIn and associations and networking, like, period.
Yeah, I joined an apartment association and went for a luncheon and gave the business cards. And, we made a lot of connections with that because there's a lot of apartments getting built. We're like, this county is like the fastest growing county ever. And like, things are popping up everywhere. So I joined the apartment association so I could get in with these apartment managers to get the job. So, we've made a lot of connections with that. And it's just, like you said, it's just putting in the work. Like, do I want to sit there and go on apartment association, see what's happening next week? I don't. There's other things I could be doing. But that's what brings the businesses. That's what brings the relationships. It's not a customer. And I always say that. It's like, I don't want customers. I want relationships. And it's either residential or commercial. I want those relationships because they last. A customer, you can go to the 7-Eleven and buy a Slurpee and you're done. You're not going back in again for 6 years because that's a huge Slurpee. So, you're not going back there for a while. But relationships, you have to build those, and they'll tell their friends and tell their family, and you can all work together. That relationship means something. Being a customer doesn't.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head. Trudy, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Do you have a very close friend that owns a service business that is not in our industry?
I have several.
And when I mean close friend, like somebody that you would have at the dinner table, somebody that you trust immensely. Yes?
Yes, I have several.
Okay. Name one of them.
So I have Brad, who's an electrician. We have Evan that does AC work.
Okay, perfect.
We've got builders. We've got everything.
Okay, Evan, he owns an air conditioning company, right?
Yes. Yep.
And is that close to your house?
Yes.
Okay. And so if your air conditioning went out in your house, who are you going to call?
Evan.
Why?
because we trust him. We have a relationship with him.
Would you call anybody else though?
No.
Okay, so exactly, right? So my goal inside of my business is never to sell my services to anybody. It's to make it impossible for them to not call me when they need me, right? Like you just said, you wouldn't even think about calling anybody else besides Evan. Why would you? You know him, you like him, you trust him. If he messes up, you know he'll fix it. Like that is your guy, right? And so the entire goal around LinkedIn, the associations, the networking, all that stuff is it just gives you an opportunity to create these relationships, but you have to nurture them, right? Just like, you know, Evan, whatever, right? Like you wouldn't call anybody else, right? So all of my clients I'm friends with. I go golfing with, we go to hockey games, we go out all the time, like all that kind of stuff, right? It's not just a transactional deal. And that's why, like, you know, it's very consistent. Why would you call anybody else?
Exactly. You trust them. They do good work. They're there when you need them. That's the point of it. That's the point of a relationship.
Right.
Not a customer.
Sorry, I get a little passionate about that stuff.
Oh, I get you. I know. Me too. I mean, you know, I live in a touristy area. So you go to a restaurant by the beach and the food is crap. The service is crap and they don't care because guess what? Next week, a whole bunch of new people's coming in. They don't care. And in our industry and other industries, you have to care. You have to give them the service they deserve. And you have to give them the compassion. You have to give them that relationship so they know that if they have an accident, oh, I got renters coming in, and the last renters felt they set the barbecue on fire. Now there's smoke and soot at the side of my house. I'm going to go and call Classic Touch, which is our wash company, because they will come and take care of it for me because I trust them. And that's the relationships you have to build with your clientele.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's really it. It's just really building relationships, you know? And so like, you know, the apartment association that you're talking about, if you can't make it, right? Like now we've hired a business development manager so like when I can't make it, at least my branding is still being seen. Like we're still top of mind, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other different things that we obviously do, like lunch and learns and, you know, events and all that kind of stuff. So.
And the referrals, once you build those relationships, the referrals are going to be top notch.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, when it was like, oh, I need my AC fixed, I'm like, call Evan. Evan will be there. You know, Evan's a great guy. He's responsible. He's punctual. He's going to be there. He's not going to overcharge you. And that's what you need. You need somebody to be there, that relationship that's going to refer you to the other businesses, the other homeowners, whatever you're doing, the other restaurants, if you're cleaning hoods, if you're a car detailer, they're going to refer you. So, you know, the referrals, because you've built that solid relationship and that commitment to your industry and your trade, that's what's going to make it happen for you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I stopped referring out my car detailers because then they get too busy for me. I find a good one and I keep them.
Yeah.
So
also, you know, with us, you know, we have a wash company. We've had it for 20 years. 90% of the time, it's just my husband in one truck. Like, we are not a huge wash company, but in the industry, in the area we've been in, we were one of the first 4 that had the commercial, the good equipment, not the little, you know, 4-gallon minute, 2-gallon minute. We actually had the skid and the trailer. We're one of the first 4 in our area, but we're not huge. You know, our name's out there, our brand's out there. We promote it. We've got everything going on. But sometimes those jobs are just too big for what we have. So we look at other local contractors and we work together and we get the job done. And I feel like not only building a relationship with customers, but building a relationship with fellow washers is huge in the industry. You can't, like I said before, you can't step on each other to make $1 million. If you work together, you're going to get the job done. You're going to make a good name for yourself. You're going to build a positive reputation, and not like, oh, well, I hired him. It took him 3 weeks to do a job that should have taken two guys, 2 days to work, or two companies. So what's your feeling on that? Like working with each other and building up both of your businesses to get the job done?
There's a lot of snakes in the industry.
There is. I mean,
Uh,
you have to have that relationship before you bring them in, obviously.
yeah, I've dealt with it a couple times. The problem is people are so money hungry that they just always let a few dollars get in the way of some dumb things. And so, me personally, thankfully, I'm set up to where I don't need to rely on anybody else to be able to accomplish anything. I mean, there's not a job that I can't get done, and if I can't get it done because of equipment, I absolutely will that day go buy whatever is necessary to be able to complete jobs at such size for my company. But I do think cooperate or working with other companies can be good. It can be very beneficial. I think people just need to be cautious because in today's day and age, everybody's worried about themselves. Everybody wants to get ahead, and they're willing to step on other people to do it, which is very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and it's an unfortunate truth. I think that it can be great. Like I see people all the time that work great together, right? Like there's some good partnerships out there. I see Nick Staten all the time working with
Yeah.
other contractors, which I love. I think is great. I send work to other local contractors. For example, like fleet washing. We don't do fleet washing. I don't want to do fleet washing, right? So I just and I'll send it to a different person every time. I'll try and divvy it up, whatever. But I don't need to make money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, if it helps you, it helps you. Great. I just, I want to be able to complete anything in house. So to answer your question, I'm not necessarily against it. I just don't do it.
Gotcha. No, I mean we sub work it. We're not sub it out. We give it out. We don't ever take money. But like you said, fleet washing, detailing, hood vent cleaning. We don't do that. So I know a lot of people in the industry. So I always find somebody that I know and trust. I'm not going to just give it to some Joe Schmo that I don't know, because then they'll come back on me like, oh, you referred this person and they sucked. Well, sorry. But I'm not like that. I want to make sure that if I do refer somebody, they're going to be top notch company and they're going to take care of the customer.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a contract with that guy for that retail shopping center. You have a good relationship with this person, right? And I think I named him John, right? And let's say John comes to you and tells you what companies know that you are doing that contract, know that you have that contract, and tells you, hey, this company, and this company told me that they can do better than you and lowballed you to try and get the contract. Would you still want to work with them?
I would actually sell myself and my ability and my equipment, and if they
No. You're not going to lose the contract.
Oh.
Because you have the relationship with them. But
Right.
would you still want to work with that other contractor that's trying to take the business from you, that's trying to lowball you? Would you still want to partner with them on new jobs, knowing that they're trying to steal your work?
No, I wouldn't. And that's what I said. I only give the jobs or work with the contractors or the companies that I have that relationship with. Once they do me dirty once, they're not doing me dirty twice. So we build that relationship and we make it known, like, hey, we can work together. And we have. I mean, we've had other companies that took on a job that's way too big and we go help them. We probably could have made more money doing it ourselves, but we want them to learn how to do it. So, like I said, just educating, giving back to the industry is what we want to do. Did we make money? We did, but we could have made way more to jump, step on their head and take it ourselves. But we want in our little area, we're helping each other grow. We're helping each other trust each other. We're helping each other um, work together. And we have these commercial jobs like the school or the county or whatever, and they take three guys, they take three bids, and they take three bids because everybody takes three bids in the commercial. But I know who they're calling because there was only four of us that has the big equipment, and one of them's kind of fizzled out. So we talk to each other. We all know. We're like, hey, you're giving this bid? Like, yeah, we're giving this bid, and we'll go in and we'll come back out and see the other guy and say, hey, they want to bid on this, and this is where we're at. And he'll go in and come back and tell the other guy, hey, this is what they're bidding. We're on this, and this. And we'll all be at the same price point or really close. So what sells a job is your skills of being a salesman, your ability, we always do test spots. We like, hey, this is what we can do, and we show them. And to work together, and I think it's very viable. You have to do it to succeed. And you know what? One of us is getting that job. The other two is not getting that job. But we were all at the same price point, and we just let our ability land the job, and nobody was pissed off. And I know it's not like that in the bigger cities and the bigger areas. And
yeah, you said you had four. We probably have like 150.
Exactly. So as I said, we're in a little tiny rural. There's probably more now, but we're the first four that started years ago with the big equipment. This area's just grown so fast, and we work together because we know we all have the ability to do it, and we don't want to let our community down. We don't want to let our area down by backstabbing each other.
Yeah, and I love it.
I know it's not I've seen it. I'm in all the groups. I'm admin on a lot of groups. I see the backstabbing and the negativity and the nastiness, and it's just like, no, guys, come on. You can work together and build the industry up and still make money, except for obviously there's those snakes like you mentioned, and it's you have to get that relationship and trust, and that's I'm huge on that. I know contractors all over the country, New Zealand, all over the place. I'm Facebook friends. I haven't met them, not all of them, but I know what kind of person they are, and I only deal with the people that are good at heart and know what this industry is about, and we want to see it grow. And if somebody does me dirty, or I see them on one of the Facebook groups and they're just filthy and nasty and gross to people, I'm not giving them any jobs.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It just sucks. Like, I've been stepped on so many times. It's hard.
Yeah. I get that because I haven't, because we were like one of the first up when there was not a lot of people here, and this area's grown, and now there's so many. So I get it. I see it. I see it.
Think about
Shaping, painting. It's tough.
It's just everybody. Vegas is like I call it a sunny place for shady people.
Yeah, I see that.
So, like, for example, I lost $120,000 a year contract because of my supplier.
Oh.
Told them I was doing stuff for them, and then all of a sudden my clients have pressure washers at all their locations.
Oh.
And I'll get them back eventually, right? They're trying to do it themselves.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It is what it is. So I don't know. It's just, you got to just watch what you say at least in Vegas. Vegas is just a different animal, I feel like,
I think it is in a lot of the big cities. I'm sure Texas has got their backstabbing. There's a lot of people in Texas, and Central and South Florida, there's so many washers. Like, those two are the largest states have the most pressure washers in them. And I'm lower Alabama. I'm not even in Florida, I don't think, but I shouldn't be in Florida because we're the most redneck. You got to go north to go south in Florida because we're all rednecks up in here. So I think that I get it. I know there's a lot of backstabbing. I know there's a lot of,
Don't get me wrong. If another contractor were to call me,
yeah.
if another contractor were to call me, I would absolutely go help them. Like, without a doubt. And I have done it before.
Yeah.
I think it's more so just like, I don't want help from other people.
Right. I mean, it's got to be a trust thing. It's got to be a situational thing. It's not like, oh, I've got 2 houses today. I can do one. Let me call my friend. No, reschedule the next one tomorrow and you do it yourself. But I mean, there's situations where really good guys that are out there busting their butts and land, they're hustling. They're getting these jobs and they realize, oh, I can't do this job. I don't have heat. I've got a 5.5 gallon machine and this 16-inch surface cleaner, or 16-inch surface cleaner, when I've got this whole parking garage to do and I need heat and I need some big dog surface cleaners. And that's when you partner up.
Yeah, I agree.
Or don't go bid jobs you can't handle, because I've seen that and it takes too long and it still makes everybody look bad. But
or sub it out or rent equipment or
yeah, exactly. So working with each other is great, and I mean, I'm passionate about the industry, if you have not noticed. But anyway, so let's get back. We've got about 3 minutes left. So LinkedIn for commercial, those guys that are wanting to get big in commercial, LinkedIn is where they need to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do they need to do? Do they need, obviously they need business, insurance, all that kind of stuff. Logos, website. I mean, if you get on LinkedIn, if you're a new guy starting pressure washing and you want to go into LinkedIn, what do you need to make a statement?
Well, I think it's less about the statement and more about navigating the platform. But have a clean profile picture, very descriptive bio, and a great header photo. And then, just posting some quality content and, reaching out to the right people, knowing how to reach out to them. And then, follow up. The money is always in the follow up, right? Like, and being creative and engaging with your ideal clientele. But the biggest thing is creating the profile, making your profile look strong, and then finding the people that you want to do business with and just connecting with them and engaging with them. It's not that hard. It's just you have to know how to navigate the platform and you have to be consistent with it. So
it's like, if you're a new guy on the pressure washing industry, you don't go after the $1 million houses. You go after this guy. I mean, the smaller houses you can maintain. So don't overachieve what you can't do.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, for me, I started with 6 gas stations and I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
Like, I learned as I went, Personally, if I'm trying to dive into the commercial world and, I'm brand new, I'm going to jump on my personal Facebook page and I'm going to go throw out a post on Facebook and say, hey, who on my friends list works for a commercial property management company, and see if somebody comments on it, and then message them, hey, I want to become a vendor with you guys. Is there any way I can do some work with you? Or, and then maybe a week later I post on my Facebook, hey, does anybody work at a restaurant? Is anybody a manager at a restaurant or anything like that, right? Look inward into your inner network first, and then start, trying to go get some different commercial jobs and getting on LinkedIn and posting on there and creating your profile and all that kind of stuff.
But don't go after an 8-story parking garage if you're just starting out.
Unless you know somebody in the industry that can help you, let's say you're in the same area as John and somehow you land a bid, but don't underbid it, because perfect example, we bid on the county contract here.
Uh-huh.
And in my opinion, I thought we were where we wanted to be, right in the middle, right? And it was a lowest bidder contract because it's government, so the lowest bidder got it no matter what. It was a 500,000 square foot parking garage, and it was less than a penny per square foot that they charged.
Oh, no. That's
huge. It was like $4,000, less than $4,000 or something to Pressure wash is 500,000 square foot parking garage.
Oh.
And so they got the contract and then called me asking me for help. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're going to lose a ton of money. I bid on the contract. Like, that's way too low, you know? So, yeah, don't go bid on stuff if you don't know how to bid on it. But if you just don't know how to do the job, you know, to your point.
Or know how to do it. Like I got called in to do hood bin cleaning. We tried it twice and we're like, no. It took us so much longer than it did for somebody that knew how to do it. It was just crazy. I'm not a hood bin cleaner. I'm not doing that. I'm not a detailer. I'm not a fleet washer. I love residential. I love commercial. I love flat surface. That's my baby. Flat surface.
And you're a podcaster.
I'm a what?
Podcaster.
I am now. Yeah, I haven't been able to work, but no. I mean, it's just know what you love. If you can't put your heart into it and give it your all, it's not worth doing.
Yeah. Yes, Justin, it's still live. We're still live. There's a lot of comments.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you've given so much information that I didn't know. I mean, I'm doing more marketing now for the washing side as well, since my medical stuff. I haven't been able to go out and wash and do what I need to do, but I've been doing more medical thing, and I'm going to get more into the LinkedIn. I'm going to have the LinkedIn account. I just have not navigated through it. I'm old. I turned 55 this year, so I'm old. So technology is not my friend. My iPhone is only as smart as its user. My iPhone is dumb. So, I'm just saying it's dumb. So I'm going to look more into that. And now I got your info. I'll be calling you and texting you saying, what do I do here? So, you know, it's awesome. But we are. Go ahead.
If we're wrapping up, let me leave you with one thing.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the 4 stages of competency?
Probably, but go ahead and tell me again.
So Brandon Vaughn is the guy who really put me onto this. So there's 4 stages of competency, right? So there is unconscious incompetence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's where, like, you don't know what you don't know. You have no idea that LinkedIn even exists, right? And then there is conscious incompetence. So you know LinkedIn exists, you just don't know how to use it, right? Like, okay, so, you know, maybe some new people in business, whatever. You know it exists, but you just don't know how to use it at all. Then there is conscious conscious competence. And that means, okay, you know, you're on LinkedIn, you know how to use it, but you still need help. Right? Like, you're not an expert at that thing. And then there's unconscious competence. And it's where you don't even have to think to be able to do the thing. It's like walking in the room and turning a light switch on. When we were born, we didn't know what a light switch did, right? But we just, like, you don't even think about it. You just walk in, you turn the light switch on, it turns the lights on. Like, it's not anything that you have to think about, right? And so for me, the idea behind, like, commercial sales and stuff is I'm to where it's unconscious competence. I don't think about it, right? Like, it's just second nature to me. And so I think perspective and, like, the way that you portray things is super interesting, because, you know, something that might be unconscious competence to me could be, you know, unconscious incompetence, somebody else. Like, they just don't know it exists, right? So it's always fun to have these conversations. And I think people should really, like, look at things and see where they are on that scale of competence. And it's not like a bad or like negative thing. It's just a way to measure, right? And, you know, my old coach, Matt Clark, always told me, what you measure, you can improve. And so I think it's just a little interesting, because I would have expected you to say, like, oh, yeah, like, you know, I know LinkedIn, I crush it. So for you to say, like, oh, yeah, you learned something new today was kind of cool.
I mean, nobody knows everything. We all have our niches. We all know our things. You know, it's and that's why the best thing about the events is networking and learning from each other. Like, if I didn't have you on here tonight, I would have known this. I was like, now I'm going to go. When I get home from camping this weekend, I'm going to get on my LinkedIn. I'm going to dominate that thing. I'm probably calling you and say, hey, help me here because I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to learn, and we'll learn from each other. And it's just a great thing to do. I mean, just talking to each other. And like you said, when you go to Huge, the networking just blows you out of the water. It's what people know, and we all don't know the same thing. We all know different things, and that's how we need to learn from each other. Yeah. Am I going to be as good as you? No, I'm not. I'll never be as good as you in this. So, but are you going to know all about the industry paint issues? Probably not. But you can call me and I'll tell you. Yeah. And I'll call you and you can tell me what you know, and that's the best thing about these events. And I've been to Huge several times, be to the PWNA, CETA, PWMCA, and the Panhandle event. And the most knowledge I get, I mean, we have a lot of training and a lot of speakers, which is amazing. We can learn from the other contractors, but the networking itself is just mind blowing because you might say one thing like you did today, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that. And I could say something, and the guy down the road is like, what? I didn't know that. And it's a trickle effect. It's just learning from each other and growing and building each other up. Yeah.
I have I'm 90% sure it's going to be the last time I'm doing it. I have that LinkedIn class that I'm doing on the 25th. It's over Zoom. Let me ask you a question. Do you trust John Tornabene?
With my life, yes.
Okay. So I don't want to say anything. And I'm not trying to portray you or persuade you in anything at all. But all I want you to do is go get his honest opinion of my class that I did because he took it. That's all I want you to do. And then let me know what you think of it. And if you want to jump on it, just reach out to me.
Do that. I trust him I call him with my personal issues. That's how much I trust him.
He's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
I talked to him yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. I don't know. He's an awesome guy. I really wanted him to attend my class. And I said, and I gave him a proposition. I was like, look, join my class. If you think you wasted the money, I'll refund you the money after you took it. And so go get his opinion. But I truly appreciate you giving me the opportunity to jump on here. I'm excited for the Huge. I'm
awesome. Well, we're closing this out. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you, or if they want to take your class or your business consulting, how do they get a hold of you?
Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook is the best. I have my Facebook group, which is Commercial Pressure Washing Contractors. I'm in all of the other ones, Pressure Washing Friends and Panhandle Supply and all of them. So, but the best thing you can do is just message me on Facebook, honestly.
Okay.
So
anybody want more information on his LinkedIn class, or if you need help with your business consulting, he'll do that. He'll consult you in your business and help you grow. So thank you for being here. And I'm sorry I can't make it to the Huge. I had the tickets. I had my tickets, and then plans change. So family first. You got to take care of, who you love, and business second, even though you got to have the business to pay for the ones you love. But, it's a juggling act. But thank you for being here. I much appreciate it. And sorry, Anthony couldn't make it. I guess he's stuck in traffic somewhere.
Yeah, what happened? Where was he at?
I know. Apparently it was a bigger dinner and he went to take a nap, I think.
That's okay. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you. And thank you again. And sorry I missed the Huge, but I will talk to John. Love to take your class, and get with Robert on Facebook if you want to take his class and learn more about LinkedIn and the commercial side of business.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You guys stay humble and hustle hard.
See ya.
Sipping on straight